Hi, hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today we'll be solving a new problem, that is minimum number of operations to make elements in an array distinct. So let's dive into the question. So we have given a nums array. What we have to do, we have to ensure that the elements in the array are distinct, right? So what's the first condition? We have to make sure that it is distinct, right? So moving to the next part. So how we can achieve that? So to achieve that, we have given a condition. So what is that condition? So we have to remove three elements from the beginning of the array. Okay, so we have to remove what is the second condition. We have to, not the condition actually, to achieve this distinct array, what we can do, we have to remove the elements from the beginning. And if we don't have any, like we don't have three elements in the beginning, so we have to remove all the remaining elements, right? For example, we have suppose 2 comma 2 only in our array, and we have, because this is not distinct array, now the condition is that we have to remove it. So in that case, we will remove these two elements. Okay, so this will be an empty array, right? So this is the condition. What we have to return, we have to return the minimum number of operations. So like removing the elements, so that is called the operations. So if we are removing it, we are making an operation, right? So let's look at some examples to understand the question better. So in the first example, we have given this array. Okay, so as we see that, okay, for the first one, we see that, okay, this is only one. Okay, this is two. Is it already present? No, it is not present, so we will add it. 3, is it present? No, it's not. Again 4, not present. 2, present. Yes, we have 2 present in our array. So now what we have to do, if you remember, we have to remove the elements, right? So what we will do, we will remove the elements. So we will start removing the top 3 elements. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, we will also remove it from the our set or dictionary, whatever we can take. So we will remove it. Okay, now we will add 2 in our dictionary, because, or our set, because we have seen it now. Okay, all the distinct 3, it's distinct. 3 again, we already had 3. So what we will do, we have to start removing it. So we will just remove the top 3, remove it from the set all as well. So now we will add 3 again. Okay, so I'll add here 3. Okay, 5, it's not present, add. 7, not present, add. Right, so how many operations did we do? This was 1, this was the second, so our operation was 2. Okay, so this is for the first example. And for the second example, now this is the second condition. Okay, iterate 4, added 5, added 6, added 4. We already have 4. So what we have to do, we have to remove the elements from the beginning. Removed. Also from our set or dictionary, removed. Now we can add it. Okay, again 4. Oops, we already have 4. We have to do what? We have to remove the elements. Okay, we will remove, and this we will also remove, right? So at the end we will get empty dictionary, or sorry, empty array, right? Or nums. So this is the problem statement. Okay, so if you think about the intuition part, so what we are doing currently, so we are iterating through our array, and if we find any element that is already visited, we are just removing the first 3 elements from the starting. So how I did it, so I used a dictionary. You can also use set, so you can store it in a set and check that, okay, if it's already present in our set, we have to remove it from our set, the first three, right? So we can do that. I use dictionary, so I used kind of a sliding window technique. It's not basically the sliding window, but kind of. Okay, so I use that. So what we can do, we will create a dictionary, right? So in Python we have this default dictionary. So in that you, you can assign that, okay, in the starting this dictionary would be empty, and if we add any elements, that would be, suppose we don't have any element, so if we add one, so its default value would be 0, right? So you can study more about the default dictionary. So for example, we are taking dictionary. I'll start iterating. See if I'll iterate from to 1. Okay, I'll add that in our dictionary. So R1 is having only 1. Again to 2. And also I will maintain a pointer, right? So our pointer I will be in the starting. So our I is currently on the 0th index, right? We'll keep iterating to, okay, our ith pointer, or instead of I can say left. Okay, so this can be left. Our left would be 0. Okay, so this would be our ith pointer that we are iterating simply through the array. Okay, now we are having 2, only one element. 3, we don't have any element. 4, no element. 2, we already have. Then we will see that, okay, 2 is already present. 2 is already present. So what we will do, we will check that, okay, if the value of the dictionary element is greater than 1, it means that it is already present. So now we have to do what? We have to remove it, right? So we will start removing it. So now we will start removing. So it is like easy in dictionary. So you will do what? We will just decrease the value of 1. So the R1 would be now 0, right? And I will increase our left pointer. So left pointer was 0. So it would be in now 1, then 2. Okay. So now our pointer would increase. It will go to 1, then it will 2, again 0, 3, again 0. We have removed the top 3 elements. Okay, we will also increase our left pointer, so our left pointer would point to 4, right? It would be 3. Okay, now we only have 4 in our array, right? And also now we will add 2 again, right? We will add 2 again, so that would give us 1. Okay, I'll just quickly erase it so that, right? So we will move ahead to 3. We will add 3 because we made it 0. Now we will come to 3, that, okay, we will see that 3 is already added. So our 3 value would be 2, but we already see that, okay, we have already the value 1. So we will start removing. So our left pointer was at 3. So we'll say, ask our pointer to increase the value, and delete these values. Delete, delete, delete. Same thing, delete it. We had 2, delete it. We had 3, so we deleted it, right? Now we will simply say that, okay, add 3, because we can add 3 now, right? So now our value are these. Okay, we will move ahead. 5, you have to also keep track of the operations. Okay, so we did 2 operations because we called 2 times our remove. So if that is the case, so we will simply increase our operations. Okay, simple. Increase, add 5. Okay, 5 would be 1, again 7, it's not present, so it would be 1. So once we are done, then we will simply check that, okay, what was the value of operations. So then we will simply return our value of operations, right? So this is the intuition of the first approach, right? As you can see that, okay, we don't want to return the final array, right? Or we don't have to do anything else. We just have to keep track of the operations that we are doing, right? So what if we are tracking it from the starting? We are removing it from the starting, right? So what if we start from the end? Can we start from the last? I think yes, we can start. We can use the same approach that okay, we'll add 7, okay, we'll add 5, okay, 3, all right. Now when we come to this 3, we see that okay, we see that this 3 is already visited. We already have a value of 3 in our dictionary. So what we will do, we will check that okay, if it is already present, it means that we had kind of deleted the previous elements before this 3. Yes, I think we would have, right? Because if it is repeating, all the elements before that would also be removed, right? So how will we return the value of these operations? So that is, I think, a bit simple, right? So what we can do, we can just use a bit of math. Why? Suppose our pointer is pointing to, if our if I draw the indexes, so this would be 0 1 2, 0 1 2. So if you are starting from the behind, we'll see that okay, it can be somewhere like the values before that would be deleted, right? So how to find the value of operations? Try to think about it. So we already know one thing, that okay, we are skipping the elements by 3, right? So we know that okay, we will skip these 3, then we will skip these 3, right, and so on. So can it be a divisible of 3, the value at which we are? Suppose we are at 5. So this, what this will give us, this will give us the values that is present before, or the, it can divide, this 3 can divide these elements. So what we have to do, we have to just make a kind of a group of 3, right? Before that, make a group of 3. So mathematically speaking, that if we found that okay, in this place we found a value, we found a value that is a duplicate, right? So what we have to do, we have to find the groups before that. So for example, we found at this place, so we know that okay, 3 before that would be a pair, right? 3 before that would be a pair. And suppose we had another value, suppose we had 6 present here, right? But we already know that okay, this can also be removed, right? Because it is saying that if it is less than 3, remove everything, right? So this is the intuition of it, right? So this will give us the value of the groups that can be made. But there is one catch, that okay, the indexes start from 0, so we have to increase like 1 to compensate that. So that would be I plus 1, right? So this would be the condition. So we'll simply return the value of this. So I'll quickly code this up. So for the dictionary, we will be using the default dictionary. If you want, you can use the normal one also. So what this default dictionary will do, it will give us the value of integers. Like if we are adding the value of integer, so it will give us the value of 0. So for example, we don't have any value of 1 in this dictionary, but if we print it, this will return us the value as 0. Okay, so this is what default dictionary does. So now moving ahead, so we will simply iterate in the len nums, and we have to iterate from the last. So in Python, you can simply use the keyword as reversed, right? So what it does, it just start from the reverse order, right? So we'll simply add the value that okay, our dictionary, we will simply add nums of I. Now we will check that okay, if our dictionary element is already present, So if it is greater than 1, it means that okay, it is already present. So what we have to return? We just have to return that okay, the previous groups that we already had, please return that. If for example we don't have any value, it means that there would be no operation, or the worst case would be all the array elements are already having distinct values, right? So this would be the code for it. And if I talk about the time complexity of it, so the time, so wait, I'll just simply submit it. Please accept it. Okay, so this is all done. This is pretty efficient. And now talking about the time complexity of it, so the time complexity of this solution would be big O of n. Why? Because we are just simply iterating, or in the worst case actually, in the best case it would be like less than big O of n, because we won't be iterating through all the elements, right? If we found any duplicate element present in the array, so we will simply return here, right? In the worst case, we will iterate through all the array elements. So in that case, we will simply return the 0. So in that case, the time complexity would be big O of, right? And the space is that we just using a default dictionary. So in the worst case, it can be big O of n, right? So that's it for this question. So if you have any questions or doubts, you can just simply drop it in the comment section. And thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye. Take care.